What's poppin'? You're tuned in with Young Shreddy. Let's lock in. Upper extremities mobility routine. This is for the dogs, for real. So we're going to hit a heavy pullover to start. This is just the best warm-up, guys. Like, think about how many muscles are moving when you do something like this. It's just going to get you hot immediately. They are my go-to. Switch up the grips. I just started doing these and they're a different beast. I'm calling them the toss twist because you look like you're tossing a bucket of water to each side trying to splash everybody behind you. Splash zone. Classic. Yeah, seriously, these go hard. Try it with a big plate. Then grab some smaller plates. We're going to go alternating front raises. And at the height of the movement, you see I'm trying to kind of like rip my torso in half. That's what's going to give you the bulk of it, like a little torso pump through at the top. Delt burnout, and you're training your posture to remain stable under duress. All right. These are classic horizon flies. You're going to touch the weight behind you, bring them all the way up to the top like a full round lat raise behind your back, like a perfect circle behind your back. Touch the weights at the top. Do a little press in between for this variation, then let them back down with control. Here's a movement where you're also going to need to exercise control. Goblet the weight up, halo it around your head. Careful not to hit yourself in the face like I've done many times. And just try to get as close to your head as possible to stretch out those cuffs and traps. Speaking of traps, you'll notice with all these movements, there's a degree of wrist and elbow stability that is incorporated. Much like here, I'm taking an intermission, just twisting my arms around at different angles, keeping my wrists rock steady, as well as my fingers. Acclimate your fingers to isolated weight, to tension, and movement, you know? It's one thing to just like swish them around and crack them and stuff, but hang some weight from them. Be careful, obviously. Super important to incorporate things like fingers, toes, neck. Not necessarily that we neglect these areas, but they don't get their own dedicated reps and sets throughout the week, so I'll be throwing those in my content from now on. They deserve love too, you know. Hey, I'm a dumbbell too, you know. All right, where were we? Here I'm punching with weight. Just practicing practical movements, because if you do them weighted, imagine how much power you're going to have unweighted. Okay, these are important. So tighten your scaps by pointing your head and kind of leaning and tilting it over. Tighten that area right there that I'm pressing on, and then lightly just, pressure down on a weight so you can kind of like force stretch that area. Basically retract and protract your scaps in different positions and then kind of like add the weight as a load to kind of pull the pressure down on them. Here I am pretending I'm like swinging like a line drive, a lot of elbow and hand control in there. Practice throwing a football. You guys just get weird with it. Pretend you're playing pickleball or like, cricket or Fortnite, whatever you guys do. And some practical neck motions as mentioned, guys. Super important to keep your neck lubed up. You wouldn't want that thing to happen where like you leave a bathroom and you immediately hear behind you like, oh, who did this? And you jack your head around and kink your neck. That actually happened to somebody I knew. Who? I forget their name. Forget it. Shreddy.